Hello and welcome back yet again to the Harry and Marcus show. I'm pleased to say that that test video worked, though we'd just wasted 15 minutes of our life.
Yeah. So that's actually going to be uploaded then.
Yeah, it's going to be uploaded.
Blimey, sorry about that, viewers.
And we are now on to what happened on this day like we normally do.
But before we get on to that,
I'd
like to get on to the 599 issue.
599?
Yeah, followers.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant £5.99.
No, 599. It's been there for a while.
We've been on 500. This is TikTok, by the way. Anyone watching this on YouTube or Instagram
We'll wonder what we're talking about.
will wonder what we're talking about. But please still go ahead and follow us because we need as many followers as we can get. We've been stuck on YouTube around the 7.98 thousand mark for a year. We need to boost that up. But we definitely need to boost up TikTok. When in an age when
I want one.
He might only want one. We've got 599 viewers, and we want just one of you who's watching this video to please give us a Christmas present and push a like, and then we'll have 600. Personally, I'd like 401 of you and hit 1,000, but we'll go for Marcus's Christmas wish to start with. But before we kick off,
Very impressed there. You actually got that right.
Yeah. My maths is normally atrocious, nearly as bad as my spelling.
Your spelling, yeah.
I once.
Is there any phrases you're going to get wrong today?
I might well do.
Some titles you're going to get
I
wrong?
might well do. I mean,
any Dean Martin ones you're going to muck up?
There's the moon in your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore. That's got much more of a ring to it than amore. Amore doesn't make any sense. What's amore? It's not a word. Anyway, before we get into today, going back a day or two to Boxing Day, as I said to you earlier.
The day that we missed.
Yeah, it's a day we missed, and the next day. Talking of Boxing Day, one of our viewers who is in America, in Oklahoma, if you want to sing. Yeah. Oh, there's a fringe on top with the sorry, or what do you call it? Yeah.
There's a bride.
That's the one. Yeah. She put a comment. That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I like to think of the words, but it's a great song.
She asked what Boxing Day was because we'd mentioned it on the video saying and she had no idea. So Boxing Day is the day after Christmas Day, which traditionally was the day when the Queen came out and gave money, alms to the poor. Nowadays, it's the day when the King and Queen keep all their money to themselves and
charge the NHS for having their ambulances on his land.
On his land, yeah. And apart from that, it's a day when traditionally sales start in the UK. Everything that you brought before Christmas for Christmas.
The wealthy used to give boxes to people.
Hence Boxing Day. Yeah.
Well, you didn't say that.
Well, I said the Queen, the same thing.
You didn't say anything about Boxing Day, where the Boxing Day came from.
Oh, I was going to.
No, you weren't. You'd finished.
Look. For fuck's sake.
No.
It's in the Middle Ages.
Queen... someone asked a fair question and expected a fair answer.
And they got one online. Online. I said about the boxes online.
Without mentioning boxing.
Queen Anne and Queen Henry. Out they came from Richmond Palace.
Queen Henry, yeah.
He was very, very... he liked his clothes. He was a dandy. They used to come out. The Queen, he wasn't anywhere around. He was inside eating. She used to come out with her little boxes, all had little groats or pennies or whatever they were called in there, and hand them out to the poor of Richmond. Then, because that's where they lived, Richmond Palace, a lot of the time, because the air was cleaner. Yeah. Hence Boxing Day.
Is she one who's buried in Kew?
No. She's buried in the Traitors Chapel in Sarah, London, because she had her head lopped off.
Oh, who's the one who's buried in that church?
In St Anne's?
Yeah.
No Queen.
I thought it was royalty, someone famous.
There was George, the Duke of Cambridge, George III's son. But there's
a woman.
Not the Elizabeth I tried to dig up, because she wasn't famous. She was just a Kew resident, and I tried to dig her up. No.
I thought she was royal family. You admitting this on?
Yeah.
On here.
Poor cow was her eternal rest was completely shattered back in about 1969 when some little kid with his red spade was trying to dig up her grave. But Gainsborough's buried in that in the same.
Yeah.
Thomas Gainsborough. Yeah. I was only mentioning Boxing Day because someone posted a TV rates. I keep saying TV Times,
Yeah.
Radio Times. Back in those days, you had to buy 2 magazines to get what was on TV, unlike now.
Yeah.
And on
Well,
it,
what did you get for Channel 4 back in those days?
sweet fuck all, because it didn't
All right,
launch for
just
another.
checking.
It didn't launch
All
for
right,
another
just
13
checking.
years.
All
Hang
right.
on, 67. No, 14 years.
I don't know, because I weren't about, was I?
In 1967, you were at least 12. Anyway, at 5:25 to 6:10, which is quite late for Top of the Pops, they had Top of the Pops Part 2, Best of 1967 on with Long John Baldry, The Beatles, The Bee Gees, Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, McIntyre, Scott McKenzie, Engelbert Humperdinck, Lulu, Procol Harum, Diana Ross and the Supremes, Traffic, and introduced by Pete Murray, Alan Freeman, and the national treasure that is Jimmy Savile.
Right. Okay.
And
enough said.
And danced to by the Gojos, who were the dance troupe before Pan's People.
Yeah, yeah. But must have had some of Pan's People in it.
Oh, I should think.
What's
yeah.
her name?
Babs must have been in it.
Babs must have been in it.
And produced by good old Johnny Stewart, who seemed to produce all of them.
Yeah. Was he on his?
On his stool?
Chair,
He probably was, yeah.
With his jacket over his shoulder.
But it just made me think about, all of these. I suppose it's the same now, but these Christmas Top of the Pops as they've been showing all week, like the 75 one, I know that you can only show what was big that year, but there wasn't the same calibre of artists as there is here. You had Windsor Davis and Dinah Stell and, Our Kid and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Our Kid.
Well, they weren't on it, I just threw the name in. Because
you might just see me cry.
Yeah. Oh, but you had to choose, because you could either watch, because obviously no video recorders in those days, you had to watch Top of the Pops 67, or on the other side, on BBC Two, you had the Andy Williams Ice Show, starring Andy Williams with special guests
The Osmonds?
Edgar Bergen and Charles McCarthy. Doesn't say anything about the Osmonds. 67, would that be a bit early for them?
Probably,
yeah. And bloody hell, Victor Julian and his dog Jill Dover. That's a terrible thing to call your wife. But anyway, that was Boxing Day TV in 1967. Now we go on to today, 28th of December.
Well, you haven't mentioned. Well, it's Christmas Day actually, was it? But you didn't mention it in the Christmas show, did you?
Probably not.
Magical Mystery Tour being aired.
Oh yeah, Magical Mystery Tour was aired. Yeah, Christmas
Which you
Day.
didn't mention.
Yeah, I should have done.
Yeah,
and I don't know why I didn't.
You didn't.
But I didn't.
You didn't. Yeah.
I didn't for a reason, because we try and forget that. Us Beatles freaks who are real Beatle fans.
Yeah.
We wiped that one from our history.
Okay.
And
great songs in it. I'm for Walrus.
Yeah. Great songs, but just I don't think I've ever actually watched it.
No, I did once.
I've watched bits of it. I've never watched the whole
I've
thing.
had it on telly once, and it's a cracking film. Yeah. All of McCartney's work going is his idea.
Oh right, yeah. Better than Yellow Submarine.
I've never seen Yellow Submarine. You seen it?
No. No.
Tell you what, I did see for the first time ever.
What?
Yesterday. West Side Story.
Oh yeah.
Never seen that before.
I nearly burst into New York, a wonderful town, but that's
it's a wrong film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tonight.
Oh yeah, Maria.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
You can tell that his vocation was missed. One day. Oh yeah, so the same lady that asked us about Boxing Day asked Marcus to disclose the story about me on the dance floor back in 1970.
Well, it must have been at least 77.
77, yeah.
Because they supposed Sex Pistols
for us
at another disco.
It was about 77, yeah, because Donna Summer kept playing that. Yeah.
That's probably what you were dancing to.
Yeah.
Just imagine it. Nightclub, Bognor
Regis.
Top night spot on another pier. There's me.
I'll leave you telling the story. I'm just going to get some drink.
Another chap.
The bass player for the band.
The bass player, and Harri, and the music's playing like a club. It's all dark, and there's some of the people were there that had fair eye.
Those French kids were there.
Were
Yeah, there's a load of French kids who just kept walking up to girls, leaning over and whispering in their ear and dancing up and getting them a drink. They'd come over from Froggyland.
That's where someone got the idea from. Then.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. So anyway, Harry's eye nose roving. He's sort of these couple of ladies opposite, sitting down drinking. So up he got, music's blaring away, and he's doing his solo dance.
And I was
across
good.
the floor.
Travolta, eat your heart out.
Spinning rounds.
Yeah.
It was before Saturday Night.
Yeah, that's where they got the idea. Yeah.
You were setting a trend, weren't I? I think the producer.
He must have been in Bognor, yeah.
Yeah,
Bognor, by the way, isn't it's not the.
Excuse me.
I was just going to say it's not the.
You're going to criticise. You would be like the royal family talking about Bognor.
I was going to say that in those days it wasn't the jewel of the English coast. Now it obviously is. Yeah. Now it's. Mwah. But anyway, carry on.
So anyway, Harry's dancing about, arms up in the air, spinning round, and he gets over to the two ladies. He's dancing around the table, and one of the ladies calls him over to have a word. She whispers something in his ear, and then he's spinning round, coming back to us slowly, still staying cold, and gets back, sits down, and we go, "What's happened?" Oh, she told me to F off, you fat git.
Where do you get the fat git from? I didn't say that.
You did.
Fuck off. You were nearly correct. I danced round her a couple of times, and she kept turning her back on me, and I kept dancing round the front of her. And just as I leaned in to say, do you want a drink, love, or do you want a drink, sweetheart? She leaned forward and said, "Fuck off." I don't remember the fat git. That would have wounded my pride. I can get told to F off. She must have done them, but that would really wound them. Now I'm.
It might not have been git. It might have been B.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, wherever you are, woman, I'm going to find you. No one calls me fat on the dance floor. I didn't realise that. I've spent the last 40, 50 years thinking she just told me to F off. She called me fat. Fucking hell! Now I'm annoyed. Right. I'm looking for you. Right. Well, that was.
Could have been worse. Could have been ugly, B.
I can do with that.
Yeah.
Ugly, stupid, buck-toothed, anything. But fat.
You're not now. Your buck teeth are gone.
Oh, they're gone now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But fat.
They're in a bin somewhere.
Yeah. Right. Going on to the 28th of December. That was the story, by the way.
Yeah.
The infamous
Probably not
story.
that funny, but I always find it funny.
I'm sure you do. I think I've run about you one day.
There's plenty about me. What happened to your dinner today?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I got it off the floor.
Over,
I got my dinner off the effing floor. That's the sort of courtesy you get in here. I heard someone shout "fuck" or words to that effect, and looked out, and he tripped over, and my dinner had gone on the floor. But we just scraped it up, and it's stew, Irish stew, and we just scraped it up and splattered it back on the plate.
Yeah,
It was lovely. Mixed in with cat litter.
Yeah, very nice. They're right by the cat litter tray. Yeah.
Actually, I was really impressed because I did check before I ate it, and there was no cat litter on it at all. Yeah.
Where is the cat? He's not interested now, is he?
No, he knows what we're going to do, and he buggers off.
Yeah, that's a pity. He'll be doing his own show soon, mate.
Yeah. Oh, talking of own shows, within hopefully the next 2 or 3 weeks, Marcus will do a more serious music show, unlike our jovial music show on his own, where he shows like, this is my latest record, and he bores you with all the facts. Yeah. And I'll be doing
and more. This was meant to be for the
vinyl
community, but we've been barred from it.
Yeah. And I'll be doing a hip jive, either reviewing old programs like Coronation Street from the 1960s, or I might give my modern day hip jive spin on history. Like, could I have been a friend of Henry VIII? Or would I have had my head cut off within the first 5 minutes?
Lucy's on this Friday.
Yeah.
And you might be putting up some better shows
before
her.
Yeah.
Mightn't you?
Well, I mean, I do think that me and Henry would have got on well, but I do think that with my penchant for taking the piss and dipping my fingers...
You've been the court jester and I've lived for ages.
I'd have dipped my fingers in the royal coffers and I'd have had my head and hands and feet cut off within 5 minutes. Anyway, today, in 2015, on a slightly more serious note, a good friend of ours died.
Oh.
Lemmy Kilminster. He died of cancer today in 2015.
Very sad.
But I'm not sure if this is a real bit of shit luck or really good luck. I think it's good luck. He was diagnosed of having cancer and died 2 days later. Oh. So he didn't stretch out. It wasn't a painful long stretch out. Yeah. But he might have got told and thought, right, well, I want to do this, 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 and this before I die, and didn't get time to do it.
Well, one of them was obviously to get back to us to apologise.
Yeah.
For his cruel
jibes.
Jibes about our musical talent.
No, I doubt there's anything Lemmy wanted to do. But by that time in his life, he'd done everything. He's meant to have slept with half of England.
Yeah.
And
did the grass actually die in the house next door?
It probably did. There was a saying that if Lemmy moved in next door to you, the grass would die, and it probably did. I mean, when you're in a band like Hawkwind, which are complete out their heads all the time band, to be taking enough, whatever he was taking, heroin or whatever, to be kicked out, he must have been taking a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, rest in peace, Lemmy. Although we only met you fleetingly for about 1 minute, you live on our hearts.
I'm seeing the district nurse at the moment. I'm very impressed that we met Lemmy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And, might even be our 600th follower.
If you're watching this, he's looking after himself. Click the button. Shania Twain married super producer Mutt Lange today in 2001.
Yeah.
Had a kid, but then in 2010 he started knocking off her best friend, so they got divorced.
Oh dear.
It's same old story.
Yeah. The only worst thing of that, no, I won't say that because it might get you in trouble. Keep that quiet.
Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys also died today because the silly sod dived into freezing cold water in the Marina del Rey because he dropped something overboard and thought he could recover it and died almost immediately of hypothermia.
Oh dear.
I mean,
is that what's the place called?
Marina del Rey.
Is that any relation to Lana Del Rey?
It probably where she got her name from. Yeah. Now, see if you can get this
She's
right.
going. No, she's announced she's going country.
Is she?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That thing on top of the pop show today, that country's having a resurgence.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure about Beyonce spearheading. I think there'd be a lot of country artists who'd be a bit fed up.
Well, she had a big number one.
Yeah, but
single,
I mean,
she didn't even. They totally blanked her on the country awards.
Yeah, I think a lot of country artists argue that she isn't really country. Anyway, today, in 1968, that should be a big clue, the Beatles' 9th studio album hit #1 in America. What would that be?
For what album?
It was indeed. Yeah. And for those of you who are new to the show, who are looking at Marcus looking down, I could put this here and he can't read it because he's got problems with his eyes and he can't see. So he can see, obviously, because he wouldn't be just sitting there. He'd have black glasses on and a white stick, but he can't see.
I do have a white stick right somewhere. It's not here.
He can see when things went up close up, but he can't see this here. So I could actually have written on here, "You're a twat," and he wouldn't realise it. Now, someone who's close to your heart, because her record was #1 the day you were born.
Ah, yeah.
Had a movie released today in 1960 called Where the Boys Are.
Oh, yeah, I've got the single.
Have you?
Where the Boys Are.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Which came out, obviously, years before.
Yeah.
So is it a film based on the song?
I don't know. It's 1960s, 3 years
old.
old.
No, not 60. No,
2 years after, yeah.
I thought you said 68.
No.
That's a Beatles album, weren't it?
Yeah.
No, Where the Boys Are, I've got the single.
It leads to a whole genre of spring break movies and popularizes, is that the right word? Yeah. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where it was shot as a destination of choice. And just to let the viewers know, Connie was giving a direct message to your mum. What was the record?
Well, it wasn't Stupid Cupid, luckily.
No.
But it was to me mum, who's sorry now.
Yeah, well, all I can say is Connie she had a bit of foresight. Now,
I still need about 3 Connie Francis singles to complete all the top 20 singles.
What songwriter stroke music writer, had his first big hit on Broadway with the musical On the Town, featuring the song New York, New York in 1944.
Oh, what songwriter?
Yeah, well, it says so and so scored his first big hit with his musical On the Town, featuring the song New York, New York, when it opened on Broadway in 1944.
Mm.
The war was in the middle of it. Couldn't have had that many people coming to it. Everyone was away fighting.
Mm. But they used to take it. They used to take cinema over to the troops.
Well, this is a show, isn't it? Musical. I'm guessing, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll know it when you tell me.
Mr. Leonard Bernstein.
Oh dear, I thought you meant songwriters doing the words.
Oh right, no.
Because that would actually fit in with Leonard.
Yeah.
Leonard Bernstein.
So
he did West Side Story.
Yeah. That's why I thought you get it. Singing in the Rain star Debbie Reynolds died today of a stroke, aged 84. Sadly, one day after losing her daughter, actress Carrie Fisher, to a fatal heart attack. Yeah. So at least Carrie didn't have to go through the pain of losing her mother, and she only had to go through it for one day, losing her daughter.
Yeah. And a famous clothes museum went up for sale after that.
Did it? Oh right.
Where do you think all the Judy Garland's shoes are coming from? She had all other costumes for all the shows. Right. So it's worth a pretty penny.
Yeah.
She was in Will and Grace, wasn't she?
Oh yeah.
Debbie Reynolds, wasn't she? She's a mother.
Yeah. That's right. Today in 2003. Mr. Pete Townsend of The Who revealed to a London newspaper he seriously considered suicide after being arrested for child pornography charges. He claimed he was visiting child porn websites to research a book dealing with his own abuse as a child. Now, not saying much, but this was 2003. It's now 2024. Pete, where's the fucking book? That's, unless he's come out. I don't know. He may have come out.
He always had that laptop.
Yeah.
In the
village.
Burger place.
Yeah, the village, yeah.
No, didn't he?
Yeah. I saw him once. I used to be...
That's when he lived at Nova Wick. Yeah, the Wick, so he just, rather than getting his chef to cook something...
Yeah.
So why was he leaving?
Yeah.
Leaving his place to go and look at his laptop.
Pete had a big... I say it like I know him. Yeah. Me and Pete. Pete had a big house at the top of the hill. Massive big house that was once lived in by, was it Hayley Mills' dad or something? Yeah. And Ronnie Wood eventually.
Hayley Mills' dad.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
John Mills.
That's him. Yeah. I can't remember his second name. He was a bit actor in a few things.
Yeah. We saw him on.
Master Pip.
Yeah.
That was my impression of Great Expectations by Charles Dickens.
Yeah, who do you remind me of?
Fuck off. You're not going to say Mr. McGaw, but the prisoner.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Magwitch. Yeah.
Harry Magwitch. It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah. You know all this swearing. I'm going to get out.
Right, Master Pip.
You did a better impression, and you've got the overall crinkliness. Could eye in your face.
At least I've got some teeth.
True. We don't want to talk. We don't want to talk about Glitter, so we missed that one.
Yeah.
But he was extradited this day in 2002. And now the one that Marcus made a cruel jibe about, Mary Wilson, national treasure in England. Everyone loved her. In fact, there's hardly a house in England that hasn't got her picture somewhere on the wall in one of the rooms. Yeah. She died in a car crash in 2002 after having the colossal hit that was #1 for 18 weeks, Telephone Man. Yeah. And what do you say?
If it had been 19, it would have been the longest ever #1 in the UK. But instead it was still Frankie Lane.
But what do you say? You say, was she on the telephone? Her family will be cut to the quick when they hear that.
It's an obvious thing to ask. But they all set their standard, didn't they? Cosy and everyone on the phone.
It was Cosy on the phone. I didn't even know there was phones when he died. I mean, mobile
I'd heard it somewhere. I thought it. Well, how did anyone know they were his last words? Because you're on the phone to someone. He's a rich millionaire
So he
pop
was
star.
he was saying, "I'm on the way home, darling. I'll be there soon." I'm just saying, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
And that was it. Yeah.
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 You hear it here from a man that knew from the man that knew it.
I might. How else? Oh, there's someone sitting in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. What was Don Powell's? No, I won't go. So it's going too far. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. She died, didn't
That's
she?
even more tragic, weren't it?
Yeah. Eddie Murphy's classic dance track, Party All the Time, goes to #2 in the US, but it was held back by that Lionel Richie. Say You, Say Me.
Oh, what was... Hello?
No. Eddie Murphy's track was written and produced by Rick James. And it charts higher than any of James's own
God
compositions.
forbid that was redone with a no female superstars singing.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And me doing the model with her head. What would that look like?
It would look like exactly what you are. A man that likes. Do you know this man hides behind phone boxes with his camera
What?
to take photos of women from the head upwards. No filth, no smut. He just likes collecting and making these little clay models because he's such a fan of Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Oh, this is disgusting, the cost of records nowadays.
Yeah.
In 1981, the public were outraged that the cost of a 2-song, 45 RPM in America went up to $1.98.
Whew.
About the same as, it says here, about the same as the cost of downloading 2 songs today. Well, I dispute that, because $1.98 then, in 1981, is going to be worth a lot more now.
Yeah, but it's still only 99p in it for
Yeah.
downloading a song.
Yeah. But what I mean is, that 198 would, in today's money, would be far more than 2 songs.
It would be 2.99p.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't, and that's 2.99 cents anyway.
What?
Get it right, 2.99 cents.
I thought it said 1.99 cents.
No, $1.98 was for one single.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Sorry.
In 1979.
Like of no viewers, I wasn't really
attention.
listening.
Shut the fuck up. Right, Kate Bush released her Christmas special on TV today in 1979, which seems a bit strange because it's 3 days after Christmas, and it says it introduced the holiday tune December Will Be Magic again, which is even stranger because I'm sure that was in the charts by then. I think they've got their facts wrong in this one.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Perhaps that's when they showed it in the States.
Yeah, true. I never thought of that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Rolling Stones.
No lateral thinking here, is there?
There's no thinking at all there. Rolling Stones annual readers and critics poll both agree, this is 1978 by the way, that the Rolling Stones album Some Girls is the album of the year.
Well,
Personally,
they will do if it's their magazine.
True. But
Rolling Stone.
you ever heard it? Right, Some Girls?
Yeah. Is it had the you need to get the first sleeve, don't you, before they were taken to court?
Yeah.
Don't you? If you had the wrong people's pictures on there without permission.
Yep. Right. Lastly, very last.
I've got 3 copies.
Yeah. We were requested specifically by a viewer to make our videos at least 20 minutes. Well, this one's 27 minutes, so we better call it a day in a second. Very quickly, Freddie King died today. Bluesman Freddie King.
Yeah,
in 1976.
On the old grave whistle test.
Helen Reddy
Very
landed
good.
her 3rd #1 in America with. This is 1974, by the way.
I Am a Woman.
No, I think that might have been her 1st or 2nd, but this is her last, I think. But it was a hit over here. It's about a radio.
What?
About a radio.
Radio. Turn your radio on.
No, she turns the radio off and the bloke gets sucked into the radio. Angie Baby.
Oh, okay.
Didn't you ever listen to the lyrics?
No.
Bloody useless.
No.
No.
I told you before, I just listen to chord progressions and stuff like that.
True.
You're the alleged singer
I'm
who
the
just
alleged-
listens to the lyrics and
Yeah.
used to walk around queue pretending to sing all
They-
the time.
Him and the
embarrassing
other members of the band were once coming to meet me from work and saw me on the other side of the road walking along, doing my stage act, swinging the microphone around. And this was about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, in the middle of the day in summer. Max Steiner. Now you must know him because he composed iconic film scores, including composed, yeah.
All right.
Casablanca and Gone with the Wind.
Yeah. Okay.
He died today in 1971.
Okay.
And Elvis Presley and his then girlfriend
Priscilla.
They tried LSD for the first and last time
Oh,
today in his Graceland mansion. Fuck, I can't speak. In his Graceland mansion in 1965. What I want to know is what he was doing giving LSD to a young girl.
Yeah. How old was she?
I don't know, but in 65 she wasn't that old.
No.
There must have been nefarious reasons behind this. But I can't say that. Don't sue me, Elvis. It was, or Elvis's family. But it just looks a bit odd. Dobby V got married, and Frankie Avalon's.
Was that shortly after Peggy Sue got married?
Yeah, shortly after 1963. 59, Frankie Avalon hit #1 in America with. Any guesses?
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Which then hit #1 in the UK
right.
or someone else?
Donny Osmond.
No, #1.
Oh.
Shortly after.
Anthony Newley.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Well done.
Half a pound of tuppenny rice, half a pound of treacle.
Yeah, that's
the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel.
Yeah.
Great song.
Great. I've got that as well.
yeah. Okay, right. Now, last fact for today. You'll be very glad to hear.
Yeah.
And anyone
our first half hour.
Yeah.
Video this one.
Yeah. Anyone who's got this far. Yeah. Anyone who's got this far. Leave a comment and we'll send you something. I'll send you personally a single from my collection. It might be crap, but I'll send you a single from my collection. Johnny Otis was born today, a singer and songwriter in his own right, but he also works as talent scout and discovers several major artists, including Etta James and hound dog singer Big Mama Thornton. And on that note, we're closing.
Also had a UK #1 single.
With Running Bird? Was that someone else?
Yeah, it was someone else.
Okay. Mud. He's making eyes at me.
Yeah.
Much better by Lena. Indian Indian. Mud's version of Running Bear. Anyone out there who wants
Johnny
to...
Preston?
Yeah,
Was it?
that's him, yeah. Anyone out there who wants to hear rock and roll sang properly in a true rock and roll style. Mud rock. And then maybe Mud Rock too, but definitely Mud Rock by the band Mud.
It's great, weren't it? Listening to that album back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I heard songs I'd never heard before.
Yeah.
In a style that I'd never heard them before.
Yeah.
And
we had to dig out the proper ones to hear them done properly.
Yeah. And Geordie Scene, a programme over here, dedicated the whole programme to Mud, and they sang virtually the whole album in it.
Wow.
It was a great
Geordie
programme.
Scene, what a great programme.
Yeah. Bloody Geordie.
But they never had Geordie on there.
No. But no, he probably wasn't there. In fact, yeah. We will be issuing the gauntlet soon. We keep talking about it, but we will be against Liverpool. But talking of areas and Geordie scene, there's a few Geordies out there who probably think they've got a good music scene. That's what I say to you onto your carpet again. With that note,
Waddle and Gascoigne is all I'll say.
Waddle and Gascoigne, who the hell are they?
Diamond Lights, weren't it, or something?
Oh, Waddle and Gascoigne.
Yeah.
I thought it was Waddle and some Gascoigne did that.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was Hoddle.
Hoddle and Waddle. Hoddle and Waddle, weren't it? Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Hoddle and Waddle. Yeah, sorry, I was wrong. Yeah. Gascoigne was with Lindisfarne.
Yeah. Thickly sausage rolls, that one. Yeah.
Fog on the Thames, all right.
That's the one. Fog on the sign. Have to stay on the fucking sign as well. Then you hide the city.
I've got the album. Good stuff. When they redid Fog on the Tyne album with Gaza.
What, you got that one?
Yeah, the whole album redone. Oh, sorry.
Glenn and Chris. It was. That's. I was just saying.
It was Waddle and Hoddle.
But it was on the record label as Glenn and Chris. It says here. Diamond Lights, a single by
Waddle and Hoddle.
Glenn Hoddle and Chris Waddle, released under their first names, Glenn and Chris.
Did you actually say that there?
Yeah.
You just said I can't see anything. Why did you do that?
Because it make it look too like I'm just, I'm...
it's all white screen to me.
To be honest with you, if my second name was Waddle, I'd release it under the name Chris, not Chris Waddle. But anyway, on that note, bye-bye.
Au revoir.